All right, guys, what's going what's going on, guys? I can't even help myself. I'm laughing straight away from the get-go. Guys, just put on your goofy hats right now because we have something that is definitely comical that we are getting into in today's video. Every once in a while, I will get a charging document across my desk that is just so goofy and ridiculous and nonsensical, and you'll read it and you'll wonder to yourself, why in the world would anybody conduct themselves in such a fashion? You wonder to yourself, perhaps we'll never have the answers to questions like that, but we live in a society. Yes, we do. But today we're just gonna get a little bit goofy, have a little bit of fun. Nothing wrong with that in journalism, and we're gonna bring you the case as it relates to we're gonna bring you the case as it relates to a woman by the name of Jennifer Mae. Let's get our handy dandy highlighter. Someone by the name of Jennifer Mae Teresa Keen. And she is charged with a few counts. We'll get to it in just one moment. But this relates to an incident that transpired in the city of Frederick and was charged by a Frederick City Police Department officer on April 20th, so just 6 days ago as of the time of this recording. And Jennifer Mae Teresa Keen is charged with the following. Number one, she is charged with indecent exposure. And number two, she is charged with disorderly conduct as it relates to an incident that transpired on April 15th on East Patrick Street. So let's get into what it is specifically that this defendant did to catch a charge of indecent exposure and disorderly conduct. Again, this is filed by Frederick City Police Department, that being Officer Fry. So, what did this particular defendant do to get charged with indecent exposure? Let's just dive right into the charging documents. All right, guys, so here's what it says. On April 15th, 2000, let's get in a little bit more. On April 15th, 2024, at approximately 16:09 hours, I, Officer Fry, responded to a welfare check in the area of 117 Northeast Street. Frederick Police Department dispatch advised there was a white female wearing black pants and a black tank top that looked as if she was sleeping on a bench area in the area of 117 Northeast Street. While traveling westbound on East Patrick Street, I observed a female matching the description walking eastbound on East Patrick Street. I observed the female turn right on foot and went to the east side of Maryland Event Rentals located at 416 East Patrick Street. At this time, I turned my marked patrol vehicle around and parked in the parking lot of 416 East Patrick. Upon turning the corner, I observed the female had her pants down around her knees, completely exposing her flower area. Let's just call it her flower area to avoid this video getting restricted. Exposing her, oh my goodness, guys, exposing her flower area and anus to myself and other cars that were passing by. It should be noted that as the female had her pants down, she was urinating on the driveway of 416 East Patrick Street. Oh boy, what a scene that must have been, right? When told to stop and pull her pants up, the female refused and continued to urinate on the driveway, refusing to obey my lawful order in order to prevent any further disturbance to the pedestrians and vehicles passing by. That's so ridiculous. East Patrick Street is a main artery route in Frederick, Maryland. It was approximately 16:15 hours when this incident was occurring. Traffic flow was heavy, and as the female was exposing her flower area and anus, I observed multiple vehicles in East Patrick Street slow their vehicles down to divert their time and attention to the female. Multiple people in the immediate area were within the sight of the act. Due to my training, knowledge, and experience, I know that the indecent exposure is a behavior that poses a public safety risk. Individuals engaged in this type of behavior have the potential to escalate behavior from exposing themselves to physically attacking others. At this time, I detained the female in order to positively identify her. The female, who was identified from prior calls for service earlier in the day, was positively identified as Jennifer Mae Teresa Keen By given name and date of birth, Keen advised her current address is, we redacted that. Frederick Police Department dispatch sent a photo from Florida's MVA records to confirm identity. Keen advised earlier in the day that she lives in Westminster, Maryland, and claimed that she walked from Westminster to Frederick. Keen had called Frederick Police Department dispatch 3 times prior to this call for service and made up false stories in order for Frederick Police Department officers to be dispatched to her location. One Frederick Police Department officer arrived on scene. She would claim that she said on the phone was not true and she just wanted a ride to the cold weather shelter in downtown. Keen was advised multiple times that Frederick Police Department officers cannot transport her to the cold weather shelter. FPD officers gave Keen directions to the cold weather shelter multiple times. Additionally, she was informed about the free bus shuttles in Frederick. Each time FPD officers interacted with Keen, Keen requested emergency medical services to go to the hospital for leg pain 3 separate times, and then once EMS was en route, she canceled or refused medical treatment. While explaining to Keen that an application of charges would be sent to the court commissioner in reference to the events that had just occurred, Keen was under the impression that she was going to jail and again requested EMS. At this time I requested EMS, Corporal Golden spoke with Keen and advised her that she is not going to jail today, and calling for EMS would not change the outcome of this officer applying for charges. Based on the information Keen was just told, Keen told me to cancel EMS. At this time, I attempted to cancel EMS, however, EMS units had already arrived on scene. So on and so forth, and she's charged with indecent exposure and disorderly conduct. Oh, guys, I actually made it through that surprisingly well without laughing. I sort of got to give myself credit on that one. How ridiculous, right? Just unbelievably stupid. Who does that? I mean, there must be, I don't know what's going on here, but that's pretty weird. That's pretty weird stuff, and thought I would bring that one to you guys. We would break up the serious news cycle with a little bit of goofiness. Why not? So yeah, I just get a kick out of that. She was taking a pee right in front of the officer. How gross. How gnarly is that, man? I tell you what, imagine having to, like, I can see why she didn't want to arrest her. Like, who wants to arrest a half-nude woman who's urinating? That's pretty gross. Yeah. I think she made a good call by just filing with the commissioner. She wanted out of that scene. Oh boy, that's that is funny, man. I gotta almost read that again. Yeah, upon turning the corner, I observed the female had her pants down around her knees, completely exposing her flower area and anus to myself and other cars that were passing by. It should be noted that as the female had her pants down, she was urinating on the driveway of 416 East Patrick Street. And when told to pull her pants up, she refused and continued to urinate on the driveway, refusing to obey my lawful order to prevent any further disturbance to the pedestrians and vehicles passing by. What a disgusting scene, guys. That's so ridiculous, guys. I can picture that. I don't know if you guys can picture that or not. That's so ridiculous. Oh, boy. Oh, wow, guys. Oh, she's armed and dangerous with her anus. Oh, wow. So stupid, guys. Okay, I gotta stop laughing about this. Oh, wow. Poor Officer Fry. Poor officer. Wow. All right, guys. I had to bring that to you. I don't know. Maybe this isn't even really that funny. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But something about that, I get a kick out of that. So stupid, so preventable, so avoidable. Nobody needs to catch charges for things like these. Like, what's the purpose, right? Pretty ridiculous. All right, guys. Levi Trumbull reporting in Frederick, Maryland. This person's got some little bit of trouble on their hands, and hopefully it doesn't continue. Forget it, guys. Well, I'll catch you.